Welcome to another session of Dark Matters, a new perspective with MAJESTCA MELANIN. And I have a great article in, you know, current event that's really, really been on my mind and just wanting to share the significance of this happening, this occurrence, you want to call it, that it's been in the news, it's been spoken about, but as we all know that we live in a world where everything is moving so fast that we basically have to you know go back sometimes, and we have to remember so that we don't forget. So because after you learn one thing, you got more, you know, news and more events occurring every day, and more it seems as if, it's getting worse. So some of the things I want to share with you guys, um, it's going to correlate these massive solar flares that have been hitting the planet. And remember, this has recently been on the news. Here's the goddess Amaterasu, and she's a goddess in the Japanese mythology. And let's look at her. They got her um, in the sky. She is the sun goddess, and it's part of the Shinto religion. Um, and I've learned a lot about this goddess and how it correlates to the other old world gods and that often other cultures use. So I found this great website. It's called oldworldgods.com, and it just has different goddesses, and you can learn about, on this site, like I went through. And you have the Sumerian, Inca, Brythonics, that's the top one, Canaanite, Persian, Yoruba, Roman, Slavic. So you can see all the gods that will correlate with this sun deity. Okay. And it's saying she was born from her left eye of her father. Izanagi. Sounds like Izanagi. Okay. Is a Negro. Is a Naga. Okay, let's look at these spellings, family. Spellings and language will tell you a lot about a culture, um, its origins, if you decide to tap into the etymology. So I'm always looking at words and how they break down. And this is how you know that they're related to the, African diaspora, the cultures, both in Africa, Australia, uh, North and South America, Canada. So if you look around the world, you will see similar deities that have been, honored and, um, you know, worshiped in different religions in history, okay? And then in the mythology of most of these cultures often are the same. So let's prove this. Let's tap in, and I want to share this. So the Shinto religion, okay, Japanese imperial family as a symbol of divine right to rule. It was believed that the survival of the imperial family depended on the blessing of Amara- Amaterasu. Okay, I gotta get her name right. Okay, she's known as the ruler of the high celestial plane. Okay, and who does that sound like? Her position in this realm represents her connection to the universe and its creation. So, okay, so I've studied so far a couple different things about this goddess. Now, mind you, this is the name of the energy, excuse me, that scientists has assigned to the solar flares that are happening on the sun as we speak. Okay, the legend of. Okay, and this is kind of like a little bit about her history. Okay, and there's a story about her plunging into a cave where she got into an altercation with her brother. There's different stories surrounding it, so you have to look it up. But nevertheless, he accidentally killed either an animal or a person. And remember, in symbology, in mythology, these could be the same meanings. Okay, so let's think on a deeper level. Um, so they try to get her out of her cage, but look what they used to get her out of her cage. So numerous attempts to lure her out of the cave. The gods of the heavens, afraid of losing their light source, search for ways to bring Amaterasu out of her cave. Amaterasu. They tried using mirrors and drumming, but to no avail. Okay, so they try to use mirrors, which ends up being how they actually give her honor. Because when she saw the sight of her own reflection, they placed it in front of the cave, and she came out bringing light back to the world. Okay, and the regalia of Japan, the mirror, the sword, and the jewel are believed to have been given by Amaterasu to her grandson, Naniji. Niji, guys. Come on now. The Niji, the first legendary emperor of Japan. So the first emperor of Japan was named Naniji. What does that sound like, my linguistic experts? Okay. Her importance as a deity is undeniable with her worship at Ice Grand Shrine. Okay. And I don't even want to, Amanoiwato Shrine, still widely observed today. So I would break down that Amanoiwato. Wato, that has to be water. Amanoi. Okay, so let's think about those words. Think about that. It's very important when you're reading and you're wanting to get to the roots of the matter. Okay, so she's association with nature, especially the sun and its life-giving properties, has made her a vital part of the mythos of Japan. Okay, so this is her in, luring her out. And do you guys think this is a coincidence that, you know, they named this massive solar explosion basically after this goddess? Okay. She retreated into the cave, so maybe the sun has been all this time in the cave, and now that we're seeing more activity, meaning that we have somehow lured this energy out by raising our collective consciousness, and also using a mirror. We've been reflecting a lot. If you've been doing your shadow work, you have been using a mirror. So this is very, very relevant, guys. Okay. I thought this was interesting. They were saying her energetic performance garnered the attention of some of the other gods and goddesses who became fascinated. We all become fascinated by this energetic force that's coming onto the earth, and we want to know what it is, why it is, how it is, why is it happening during this time. Um, so her provocative dance was so captivating that it even attracted the attention of Amaterasu, who was curious to see what was happening outside the cave. So this person, this is what they're speaking about, Amino Uzumi. Um, this was a goddess, okay, who also helped to bring Amaterasu out of the cave by singing and dancing, making loud noises that echoed throughout the world. So this Amino Uzima, and I'm probably tearing this word name up, but you all see how it's spelled, and I will also break down the etymology of that name. So if she's making loud noises that echo throughout the world, what else does that on a natural level? I would think like thunder and lightning, um, making loud noises, probably the thunder. Okay, so I would even assume that this goddess that they're speaking of has to do something with the other parts of nature. Okay, so let's not personify these names, because we all know that we have to step into our God mind, our divine brain, okay, when we're wanting to decipher the gods and goddesses and the deities that have been, worshipped over time. All right. Um, so that's a little bit about this goddess that I just felt like I want to share. It's on this website. They have so many different ones, and I may start bringing them, different ones that I'm interested in, and I think that's important, but I just think that scientists using this name, Amaterasu, all right, um, is is very relevant. It's it's right on point. All right, so once again, I want to also share with you about the solar flare that was happening. Okay, now let's think about Amatu Amaterasu. Let's put sun flares. Here we go. The second most powerful cosmic ray in history. Okay, Amaterasu, the most powerful cosmic ray seen in 3 decades, seems to come from an empty point of the sky. Okay, new telescopes may solve the mystery of its origins. All right, so they don't know the origins of this ultra high energetic cosmic ray that's just coming down onto the planet Earth. Um, it's just so it has to be affecting humanity. It has to be affecting our DNA, our cellular development, our cellular rise and consciousness. So please do not take this lightly, family. Reasons that I'm bringing these type of articles, this type of information, in case you missed it, because it's um, it's hit or miss when you're finding these type of articles, and if you don't know, um, you will definitely miss some important occurrences happening above you and also below you, okay? As above, so below. So remember, if you look on the other videos, you're actually listening to the inner core of Earth and how it sounds with the solar storms and, just the frequencies that's emitting from inside of the Earth. So we are dealing with something below us, above us, and of course within us. So family, go to these articles, read up on it. This just happened November 23rd. Um, they just, thought it was a mistake, but look at these numbers, 244. We know how they play with numbers, So I want you all to pay attention. So family, just pay attention to what is happening, okay? Not only in your outside environment, but also within. We are here to raise the frequency of humanity and raise the vibration of this planet. So if you are tapped into this channel, I appreciate you. Please stay tuned. More is to come. I always have different gems I love to share based on what I'm feeling, what, downloads I'm receiving at the moment, where source is communicating with spirit, I tend to share. So once again, thank you for tapping in to Dark Matters, a new perspective with Majestica Melanin. And I will see you all next time.